Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about something scary, also known as phantom rent or interim occupancy. That's why I have the scary background in the back to make you guys really scared. Let's roll the intro though. So, when it comes to new or pre-construction, there is a period called interim occupancy. This is the period before closing that typically can last from a few months to 8 months. And generally, it would be closer to 8 months for the lower units and maybe just a few months for the higher units. During this time, you don't need to start your mortgage yet, but you need to pay something called a phantom rent or interim occupancy fee. During this period, you might be able to rent out the property to recover some of these costs. So please check your builder's contract. However, let's look at what is included and how much typically phantom rent costs. So it consists of three things: interest on the unpaid balance of the purchase price, estimated common elements fee, and property taxes. So let's take an example of a pre-construction. So as you can see here, this is occupancy, not closing. So you actually don't even need to start paying principal on the or start your mortgage or qualify for the mortgage at this time. So this most likely closing is going to be, if it's fall 2024, closing is going to be 2025. But you can actually move in. But some things to know is that there might still be people building stuff. Maybe the swimming pool or gym might not be open yet. They try to build the units first at the bottom, and then they'll let people move in while actually forcing them to move in, or at least making them pay the occupancy fee, interim occupancy fee. And the fee might be a little lower because there's still construction being done. It's maybe a little loud, and you don't get to fully enjoy the condo yet, but it will be a brand new condo, which is nice. Okay, let's get into it. So, taxes is going to be 1% of the purchase price. Maintenance is 66 cents per square foot. That's pretty average. It's a little high, on the high end, but this is for a Toronto condo. Toronto units might have a higher maintenance fee per square feet. And deposit is 10%, right? And then another 10%. It is 30% actually. This is a kind of a high deposit structure. Oh wait, sorry, this is the domestic one. Okay, 5%, 5%, and then another 5. So it's only 15%. Okay. So let's look at the calculations. So the purchase price minus deposit, this is how much money is owed. And you look at the interest rate at the time. This is an older example. So it's going to be a little higher today, closer to maybe 5.5%. Basically, you're still paying the mortgage, but you don't have to pay the principal yet. So it'll be lower. If you had a purchase price of this much, your monthly payment with the mortgage will probably be 3,000 because as you know, monthly mortgage payments includes both principal and interest. And here you're basically just paying interest only, which is, I guess, good for cash flow. Um, I think it's generally a pro because you get to live in the property without paying, you know, um, having to pay principal, which, I think it's good because you can use that money somewhere else. It depends on you. Anyways, say this unit is 520 square feet. As you can see here, the maintenance fee is 66 cents per square feet, and I actually wrote 72 because sometimes they have maintenance fee on parking as well and locker. Let's just assume 72 then, right? So this is your maintenance fee, and you actually already have to start paying a maintenance fee. So that's why developers try to get get your unit done, and then they can start getting these fees at least. And property taxes around $606. New construction, the taxes is actually quite high because even for a detached home, it's like 4,000. That's over a million, right? Look at this, 7,000. So yeah, because The reason for this is because older properties, they're appraised actually lower, but for new construction, it's appraised at the time, you know, you buy it. So if you see an older house selling for 1.5 million, but in the CRA's eyes, it's worth maybe 600,000 only, just for the purposes of the impact report, or this is for calculating the assessed value. Basically, it's different than market value. Assessed value is to calculate the tax rate. Anyways, your occupancy fee will be around 2,367. So, what are the implications? So, everything else being equal, if you don't want interim occupancy, you can buy a higher unit. There's no choice, but you're going to have a shorter occupancy date, everything else being equal, because they build bottom and then they keep going up, usually. Okay. And then, number two, if you currently don't have a place to live and you're going to live there once, maybe you're renting right now, and once they tell you, hey, you can do the interim occupancy at whatever date, that doesn't matter to you then because you just move in whenever, then you stop paying rent, right? Or you're living with your parents and uh, they're very annoying. Then you can actually move. Then you're like, okay, fine, I'll move there. And you know what? Usually the interim occupancy fee is pretty fair. Like 2,367 is probably just a little bit cheaper than renting a this is a brand new condo, state of the art, right? But do note that it's not everything's finished yet. It might be loud, so there is a slight decreased quality of life only, but only for, half a year more. So I think it'll be okay. However, if you're an investor and you already have a home, make sure if you buy a low unit and you expect a long interim occupancy that you can for sure rent it out. Otherwise, that's a lot of money lost because you're not living there. It's going to be empty. You're going to be paying this 2,300 for, let's say 5 months. That's going to be more than 10K of just money loss. So that's really bad. So make sure you can rent it out, okay? And do as a side note, the rent you can get during interim occupancy is going to be slightly lower because, as I mentioned, there's going to be some quality of life with negative points with the loud pre-construction, like people make building the units upstairs or finishing it up, and the lack of common elements which might still be building. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it wasn't as scary as I made it out to be. Phantom rent doesn't have to be scary if you plan it properly and if you understand what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please contact me if you're interested in need help with any real estate questions, or if you need to buy or sell a home. I'm happy to give you advice or be your agent to help you out through this whole process. Okay, guys, take care. We're gonna roll the outro. Enjoy this piano solo.